Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Infinity, and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course, the law of attraction. In today's video, we are going to be doing a reading and energy update for our beautiful collective here on YouTube. Thank you so much again for tuning into today's reading. I hope you're all doing really well. I hope you've been having a beautiful start to your week, and I'm really not sure what's going to be coming through today's reading video, but I'd like to go ahead and shuffle some of the Energy Oracle cards deck to start channeling into the messages. Now, a few things before we get started. Of course, first of all, if you would like to tie your energy into this reading in a stronger way, then I do recommend liking the video and subscribing to the channel, as these are forms of energetic transference that do tend to allow me to pick up more easily on your energy and channel more specifically for you and your situation. Also, if you have any personal intentions for the reading, anything specific on your mind or your heart that you'd like to be addressed in the reading, I do recommend solidifying these intentions somehow to yourself to send that energy in a more powerful way. So there's so many ways that you can do this, but one is simply by thinking or dwelling upon those intentions for the reading more clearly in your own mind. Of course, you could also speak them aloud. You could write them in the comments section. Whatever feels most aligned for you. So the last thing I want to say before we get into the reading is that, of course, these readings are all collective, so they are not meant for everyone. I do tend to pick up on specific threads of energy throughout the readings, so always use your intuition above all else and only take the messages that do resonate with you in a personal way. These readings are really just meant to be signs of confirmation for things that you already know or sense on an intuitive level. Okay, so with all of that out of the way, let's go ahead and get started here. So what can I channel for all of the beautiful souls listening in to today's reading video? Okay, so we have the storm warning card in the upright position, and this card is actually sitting on the heart space, the heart chakra. You guys know that I like to channel messages that resonate with different chakra centers in the energy body, just because I find that this really helps us to more clearly categorize and specify and define some of these energies that come up throughout the reading videos. But from this card, I'm getting something very chaotic going on for a person emotionally or in their love life. I'm hearing things are changing fast. So the imagery I'm getting is of this tornado, this storm, metaphorically, that seems to be swirling around, kicking up all of this dust, all of these things, like moving things around very quickly. And again, this seems to be happening in the heart, which tells me this chaos that seems to be ensuing. First of all, I'm hearing it actually serves a positive purpose. It's reorienting you or reorganizing things, bringing things together in some way. But this bringing things together, which also could be bringing two people together here, actually looks somewhat chaotic. Now, for some of you listening, this might actually be one specific person who has entered your life either recently or maybe not so recently. But in either case, this person seems to really shake things up in your life, so to speak. It's like they come in and nothing is ever the same. Like they shake everything up, just like that storm, like that tornado imagery that we've been channeling here. And yet, when the dust settles, everything is actually reorganized or reoriented in a more positive way. Now, of course, because we are channeling into just energies here, this may actually be an energy of someone else who's connected to you. So this could be how someone connected to you is actually feeling about you. They might be feeling as though you are like this storm that came into their life and nothing is ever going to be the same. I'm not sure why I keep getting that messaging that this person, or maybe this is how you feel, but there's that message of things are not going to be the same because of the entrance of someone into your life, or again, into their life, if this is an external energy. Now, I do see with action reversed in the throat chakra that there's some confusion or uncertainty when it comes to this movement forward in communication, or maybe how to communicate this experience, right? Because whoever's going through this very chaotic experience in love, it's almost like, how do I find the words to describe or to communicate how much you've changed the course of my life, or how much this connection has affected me? So even if there is communication with this person, there is this sense of, how do we even put this into words? I get in many cases, if this is resonating specifically for you, this may be a mutual feeling. You might both be kind of feeling as though this connection has completely caught you off guard in some sense, but you're not sure how to communicate that to the other. But I am getting there's something about being able to see it in each other's eyes. I am getting this energy that seems to pass itself back and forth. So for whoever I'm channeling into here, you and this person do seem to pass back and forth a lot of energy. It's like you mirror each other very strongly. And a lot of this mirroring seems to really be amplified through your eye contact connection. So most likely, this would be someone that you have extremely intense eye contact with. It's almost like, well, it's not almost like, it actually is that huge amounts of energy are being transferred through your eye connection. And this person is absolutely feeling that too. But for some reason, I'm specifically seeing like this look of surprise on both of your faces, like something caught you off guard. Again, maybe it was the intensity of the feelings that you have for the other, or something about the connection, the way that it's so entirely altered the course of your life, or I'm hearing your destiny. I'm not sure why that's coming up here, but I am getting with adjacent possibilities. You've really opened up new possibilities for each other, but specifically, this person seems to feel as though you've really expanded their horizons in some sense. So maybe it's something specific about the way that you operate, the way you live your life. And something about that has really inspired this person and opened their mind to what could be possible for them in their own life. In other cases, it might be more so love related, where you've really expanded their horizons regarding what is possible for them to experience in love. And right as I said that, we got the yin yang card. You guys know this is my number one twin flame card in the deck. So if you were sensing that you might be dealing with a twin flame connection here, this might actually be a sign of confirmation for you that yes, this actually is a twin flame. Now, of course, this doesn't have to indicate a twin flame connection specifically. This can actually also just indicate a very, very high vibrational soulmate connection. But in either case, there is a huge amount of energetic harmony and compatibility between the two of you here that you're both feeling. I'm also hearing something about the magnetism between you. Like you both seem to be very drawn into each other in an extremely magnetic kind of way. We also have the root chakra card. So you seem to have this grounding, calming presence on each other. I'm hearing you are like the eye of the storm. It's interesting because we were channeling all that storm metaphor where it's almost as though there's all of this chaos ensuing and raging around you, but the two of you are in the center of it, unaffected by it because of this powerful connection that you share and this deeply grounding and stabilizing effect that you have on one another. I'm hearing it's anything but superficial. I'm not sure why that's coming out, but it's like this is someone who's really seeking depth and seeking an escape from superficiality. And since they've been connecting with you, it's like something about this connection, it feels so visceral, so tangible, so real to them. And it's because of the depth of the soul bond or the energy bond between you. But it feels so much that way that it almost makes everything else, everyone else that they've met or experienced to seem superficial in comparison. It's because of this deep sense of familiarity that they have towards you that they can't quite explain. But as we're channeling here, that deep familiarity is coming because of that energetic resonance between your souls. Or we could also define that as having a soul connection here. I'm hearing you gave me a lot to think about. So this person feels very contemplative at this time. They are in very much a reflective state of being with door to personal healing and happiness in the reverse position. This is someone who's really gone within themselves to... It's like they've taken some way that you've affected them or energized them or altered their mindset, opened their mind, and now they're going deep within themselves. It's like you spurred this inner journey within this person where you've got them reflecting on their own past experiences in this lifetime, what they might consider to be their own mistakes, their failures, but also revisiting their goals and their dreams that they may have had when they were very young. And this might be kind of that reorientation of their life that we're talking about. It's almost like meeting you has resulted in this, I don't even know how to describe it. It's almost like a checkpoint in a video game, a checkpoint in this person's life where they're pausing and they are reviewing their progress so far in this lifetime. They're thinking about what they wish they had done differently, but also how they could revisit some of their own dreams, goals, and desires and actually integrate more of those dreams actively into their life. And you've really expanded their mind in this way. Now, for some of you, I'm sensing that I might be speaking to how this connection I might be speaking to a connection, rather, that may or may not be romantic. So yes, there could be a romantic person specifically that you're experiencing this dynamic with, but I'm also getting, we could be channeling into more broadly how your energy is affecting many others at this time, or even just the collective generally, that you seem to bring in this almost like chaos into other people's lives. Not that you're bringing the chaos, but that you spark something in them that causes their life to really begin getting shaken up in a powerful way. We could also think of this kind of like a tower moment energy, but then through that chaos that ensues, there's this reorientation. I don't know why that word reorientation keeps coming up in this reading, but there's a reorientation that happens where their mind is actually open to these new possibilities. There's this deep inner journey that takes place, and there is this stepping into a deeper sense of their own empowerment. Now, we also have Goddess of the Moon in the upright position. So I am picking up that many of you listening do resonate here as a divine feminine. Now, of course, these are just labels. So whenever I use the terms divine feminine or divine masculine, these are meant to describe energy dynamics. And we all have a balance internally of both divine feminine and divine masculine energy. So you could take this to connect internally, but you could also equally take this to connect to an external person or situation. You also might find that these labels are actually reversed for you. So again, always utilize your intuition and interpret these messages however it feels most resonant for you. But I am picking up something for a divine feminine about how you really stepping into, I'm hearing your spiritual power is so activating to others. Again, if you specifically resonate as a divine feminine, you have to know that the way you've stepped into your power and confidence recently has actually activated many, many masculine energies into their own divine masculine empowerment. But I'm picking up that this activation can only take place within a masculine who is actively seeking it. Now, they might not be using that terminology, saying consciously that they want to be spiritually activated. But when I say that they're seeking it, I mean that they are open, willing, and ready to grow and expand on a deep spiritual level to really heal their own wounded masculine energy and to step into their own true power as that awakened, balanced masculine. So when someone is seeking, very often they will manifest you, or they will manifest the ability to connect with you in a more close way, or to, it sounds strange to say it this way, but to observe you up close. So to have a chance to be closer to your energy, to be around you, to connect with you. So this connecting with you at closer proximity is truly a manifestation, especially for these masculines who are seeking to heal their wounded masculine energy, to really step into their leadership, their empowerment, because you have this effect of almost balancing them out. You are so an embodied divine feminine, an awakened divine feminine, that just being in your presence exudes, it's like you exude this powerful divine feminine energy that's so healed that it kind of relaxes them into their healed masculine. Now, of course, we also have to say that the same thing is true for you, divine feminine, meaning you can tell when you're around a masculine who's really in a healed, balanced, awakened state of being, because they will actually relax you more into your receptive, effortless, creative, inspired, empowered, divine feminine essence. And this is really interesting. So for some reason, my guides are really wanting me to touch on how, and maybe for someone, you've just been noticing this recently, or this has been coming to the forefront of your mind, but increasingly you are going to be called to notice how other people within close interpersonal relationships actually affect your energy. Because yes, of course, we do have the ability to cultivate a vibration of frequency and energy within ourselves and to push that out, to exude that frequency, to really affect the energetic environment of a room or of those close to us. But also we are influenced by energies around us. So when we spend a lot of time with a certain person who has a certain kind of energy, more likely than not, our own aura, our own frequency is going to respond in certain ways to almost like interact with or compensate for that person's aura or that person's energy, especially within these deep shared energy bonds, like what we experience with our interpersonal close relationships. So what I'm getting here is, especially, again, I know I keep addressing the divine feminines here, but it's because I feel that many of you listening do specifically resonate more so with your divine feminine energy. So I am most likely going to be including that term in the title because I feel most of you listening here in this reading will resonate as the divine feminine. But essentially, when you encounter a masculine energy who is on their own healing journey, who is actively opening their heart, stepping into their healed, balanced kind of leadership state of being as that awakened divine masculine, you will notice a shift in your energy. And it's powerful to note this because it will help you to be able to read other people more easily as well, because you can notice how they're affecting your energy. So when you're in the presence of a masculine like this, you will naturally be able to relax into your effortless feminine beauty, magnetism, creativity, and it's just an effortlessness. It's such a difference when you're around a masculine who's very wounded, who's more unawakened or more closed off. This will naturally create this kind of trigger within you, a trigger to almost like want to control, to push, to kind of force something, to kind of make something happen with this person. It will trigger almost this anxiety or this fear or nervousness in you that pulls you out of your center of power. And again, yes, you do have the ability to positively impact people around you and impact energetic environments around you by holding a certain frequency within yourself. But within our interpersonal relationships, the ones that we interact with very regularly, it can be so difficult because of how frequently we connect with them to just continue holding that intense frequency within ourselves that is so different from how that person is connecting with us. So yes, it's possible. It just requires a lot more work. And what I'm picking up about, again, for many of you, this might be relating to a specific masculine that you've met recently that we've been possibly describing through this reading. Someone that it just feels so naturally effortless with. And again, whether we're talking about a specific person you've met or different people you've interacted with, the guides are really coming in here to say, at this point in your spiritual journey, you're really being called to notice the difference in how other people's energies connect with you and affect you. And notice the people that you're around that you feel easy, relaxed, effortless with, that it doesn't feel as though you have to push or force anything, where you really feel as though you can relax into your power and confidence. Now, I will say, getting back to that specific potential connection, I keep hearing the words others are noticing. I know I like to channel through specific messages, but sometimes it does feel so random because I'm not sure exactly how this is going to relate or who this is going to relate to. But I know that there's a reason I've been called to share that specific information. So one thing about this person that's coming up, or someone in your life here that's coming up in this reading, is that the energy between you is so strong. Other people are actually viscerally noticing the connection. The thing about aura and energy and shared connections is most people are not clairvoyant enough to be able to literally physically see energy consciously, but subconsciously everyone is able to see energy. So what this means is people register energy even if they can't visibly see it or define it. And when it comes to you and this person, again, for whoever I'm speaking to here, the bond between you energetically is so strong that it's like, I'm hearing people think that you belong together, or they think that you're together even if you're not. I don't know who that's for, but it's almost like this is someone that when you're around them, even if you're not doing anything that makes you appear as though you are romantically together, the bond between you is so strong that people may even come up to you and say that you should date or you should be together or something along those lines, because you have this shared energy that is so strong. And specifically, the strongest energy cord that you share is through the heart chakra. So you seem to really open each other's hearts in such a strong way. And there's this powerful flow of energy between your hearts that other people are able to notice because they are subconsciously registering and picking up on that energy. Now, I'm not sure why I've been guided to share so much that's very specific to this one connection. Again, I know this I'll say this reading because a lot of the reading has been based around that specific connection. I know this reading will not resonate for everyone, but I really hope it reaches whoever does need to hear it at this time. So I am going to be reshuffling the cards here and just channeling through a few more messages. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and reshuffle the cards here. So what can I channel through for all the beautiful souls listening? I'm just really going to open up this portion of the reading to see what comes through. Okay, so here we have the Six of Pentacles upright, and the message I heard from this card is share your gifts. So for someone listening here, maybe there are certain gifts, talents, abilities things that you've been considering sharing with the world or using to create. And I'm getting this sense that sharing your gifts as you feel inspired here, of course, seems to create this kind of revolving energy where you put it out into the universe and it comes back to you in really powerful ways. So I'm just getting a message, and it might be very general for you or very specific for you, but a message about sharing yourself, your gifts, your light with the world as you feel inspired to do so, and noticing how that always seems to return back to you, even if it's coming back to you in an entirely different form than the form or medium through which you are sharing. And this is another thing that's very interesting, especially as we talk about quantum manifestation, manifesting from more so the fifth dimension than the third dimension. Very often, the way or the medium through which we share something, we share our light, we invest our energy, we put something out into the world, very often the medium by which manifestations or abundance or physical whatever comes back to us can actually be different, but that doesn't mean they're not connected. When we begin to really understand how the fifth dimension operates, we begin to see that everything is interconnected, even if it doesn't look connected from a physical perspective. So when we put something out into the universe, when we share our warmth, our light, our kindness, our energy, our heart, it always comes back to us, but it may actually return back to us in a different form. Nothing is lost on the universe. Nothing is lost in accounting, so to speak. So whenever you invest your energy in a positive way, even if it's just through smiling at a stranger or a kind word to someone or helping someone completely in private, it always returns back to us in one way or another. I'm not sure why. I just felt really guided to share that message for someone. And for someone listening, it may be related specifically to abundance or things that you are manifesting in your life, and how you may be creating or generating an energy or putting something out into the universe in one area of your life that's actually going to come back to you in a myriad of different mediums or different ways. Some of them even very unexpected is what I'm getting here as well. I'm also hearing that in the process of sharing your energy in this way, it actually lights up, it illuminates your aura in a different way that renders you more magnetic. And it's funny because right as I was about to channel that message, the Lover's card flew out of the deck. So I also feel that somehow you sharing or generating this energy is related to you harmonizing with your highest vibrational timeline in love. And I'm hearing it's because it keeps your heart open. Wow, that's a very interesting message. So the act of sharing your kindness, sharing your art, your gift, your light, yourself with the world or with specific individuals as you feel guided to do so seems to keep your heart open and light up your aura in such a way that is quickly aligning you with your highest vibrational timeline in love. Now, of course, your personal high vibrational love timeline will look different than someone else's. We all have our own highest timeline trajectory, but this is the timeline where you are deeply fulfilled, happy, experiencing the manifestation of everything you desire in love in a harmonious way, whatever that looks like for you personally. And it's interesting because right after I said that, we get the Three of Cups and the Magician. There is such a powerful, beautiful energy around you right now. I'm just so thrilled for whoever this reading is for, because I can't quite explain it, but it's almost like the sun has come out from behind the clouds for you. It's like there is this just deep sense of fulfillment and happiness on this timeline that you've aligned with. And these cards specifically seem to be representing you beginning to open yourself up or be opened up to the world socially in a way that you haven't been in the past, in a way that makes you feel more supported, more connected to others. I just saw this giant bird fly into a tree out the window near where I'm recording. So maybe birds or feathers hold some symbolism for you. Now, I did hear that song Birds of a Feather by Billie Eilish that came out recently. Maybe you are finding your birds of a feather, so to speak, people who are similar to you on a soul level that, again, you are socially connecting with in a new way. But I also see that on this timeline with the Magician card, you are really coming into your manifestation power. The word synchronicity is coming out very strongly. So you're going to notice, as you are aligning more closely with this timeline, that the synchronicities seem to increase. And I'm getting the words good timing. So you may feel as though you have unexplainably perfect timing in certain situations, or you're just at the right place at the right time, connecting with the right person or opportunity. You're going to notice possibly repeating number signs quite a bit. You're going to feel this newfound sense of energy. I'm getting, even for someone listening, you might be feeling especially energized at this time, even if, for example, in some cases, this won't be specific to everyone, but in some cases, you might find yourself sleeping or resting less and yet feeling more energized for some reason. These can all be signs that you've aligned with a very high vibrational timeline, but my guides in that instance replaced the word high vibrational with energy giving. So it's almost like this timeline, you can tell it's high vibrational because it's giving you energy, because it's a very energy giving timeline as opposed to an energy taking timeline, which I don't think that's a piece of information that we've ever channeled before. Specifically channeling that when you are aligned with a very high vibrational timeline for yourself, you will notice that it's actually very energy giving, that it invigorates and energizes you as opposed to seeming to take or drain energy from you. So maybe that in itself is some kind of an important message or confirmation for someone that you've already aligned with this timeline. But I'm also hearing follow the energy. So it's interesting because we can kind of follow this thread of thought out here. And if it's true that high vibrational timelines are the most energy giving timelines for you, then it's also true you can navigate your way to your highest vibrational timeline by following things that give you energy, people that seem to give you energy, environments that seem to give you energy, hobbies and interests that seem to give you energy. And by veering away from people, things, and circumstances that seem to take energy from you rather than trying to force any part of this process. That in itself felt like a really powerful message for someone. And that's really feeling like a good place to pull our Rumi Oracle card and close this first reading here on YouTube. But of course, as always, we will be continuing this reading onto our Soul Tribe on Patreon. I do channel extended Patreon readings every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, along with these collective readings. So if you do feel guided to join our Patreon community, the link to do so and access the extended reading where we will be diving so much deeper into the messages and continuing this channeling, the link to that is in the pinned comment and description box underneath this video. But for now, I am going to close us off here with the Rumi Oracle card, which is commitment. So the guidebook here says, the awakened heart is like a lantern. Keep it sheltered from the turbulence of the winds of desire. Rumi. We are candles lit by the one great flame. The breath of life does not extinguish us. On the contrary, it only serves our flame to blaze brighter. Here in the temple of one love, there is no flickering or smoke to our flame. We are natural in our purpose, simply to bring the warmth and light of love to life. We dance though we are in stillness. We are on fire though we do not burn. There is a flame that must be safeguarded. In truth, it can never be extinguished. It is the light that never goes out. Even with such enduring power, our recognition and respect of this flame is essential to human development. This flame is holy and lies within each human heart. When the flame is recognized for its worth, it ceases to flicker and smoke, becoming very still. In the stillness, the light can fulfill its destiny to shine brightly so as to reveal every path, absolutely clear and without wavering, in the fluctuations of fear and attachment. There is a way forward on your life path that needs to be seen by you now. It will be helpful for you to have that clarity and that certainty. You might have already caught a glimpse of it, but be doubting your vision or yourself. This oracle comes as a reminder to you. Don't doubt. What you are feeling deep within the passionate love of your heart light is true. It is real. You are being led into it by the progress of life itself. You must trust in this, even if at times it seems as though you are being led away from the vision. Life operates according to a genius that is beyond a linear approach. It is to be trusted rather than understood. So that feels like a perfect place to close the reading. If this reading did resonate with you, I would love to hear from you in the comments section under the video. Of course, you can also subscribe to the channel, join our beautiful community of like-minded, conscious, creative beings here on YouTube. You can also follow me on Instagram at Magnetize Yourself, where I post more energy updates, inspiration, and information. And if you do want to continue on with me now to the extended version of this reading on Patreon, where we will be diving deeper into the messages, then the link to do so is under the video. Otherwise, I am sending you huge amounts of love and light energy. Have an amazing remainder of your day and rest of your week. And I will see you here again in Wednesday's reading.